I am going to bring out my guest, the person you've been waiting for this whole time, introducing the great Clayton Keck Jr. How are you?
Man, I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. So, Clayton, you are the founder and CEO of the Black Dollar app, doing really beautiful work in the community. I want to hear the journey. How in the world did you get from where you've been to where you are now? Give us that whole entrepreneurial backstory.
Oh man, it's been a blessing, man. Basically, it all started with 2020, with the death of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, and the Black community. We wanted to unite, and we wanted to, you know, basically unify and make sure that we're doing our part. I wanted to answer that call and wanted to join the protest about the Black Dollar. To make sure that we're spending more with our Black community. However, I found it to be an issue because we couldn't find any websites or apps or anything that was out there, anything that was very resourceful to help us find these Black businesses. So I decided to do my part and help change that. With my entrepreneurial mind, a problem. As an entrepreneur, you wanted to solve that problem.
That's
So,
exactly it.
here I am working to solve that issue. You know, Created the Black Dollar app. A few got friends of mine. We all invested together, and here we are. Trying to make a difference in our community.
I love it. So let's go back a little bit because the murder of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and and so many others were a catalyst for a lot of different movements and a catalyst for a lot of different people. But for you, you took that and you applied it to business. Why was business your outlet?
Well, that's my gift. I feel like that's my strong suit. So I felt like why not use that to help empower our community? I've always wanted to empower my community
Yeah.
in some sort of fashion, no matter what I did entrepreneur wise. So this just gave me the perfect opportunity. So like I said, gathered friends of mine, people that felt the same way, and we just got to it. We got started immediately and made sure that we dotted our I's, crossed our T's, because we wanted to give quality. We didn't want to just throw something out there and be like, hey, here you go. It's an app out here now. No, we wanted to make sure that we got something that would last, something that was, resourceful, something that can really help our community. So we're very passionate behind this, and we just hope that people see our passion, people see our work, and that it does help the community in for long term and in a strong way.
Yeah, I see it. So now for our listeners who aren't familiar with what you're doing, break down exactly how the app works. Like what is this service that you're providing with the Black Dollar app?
Yes, sir. So the Black Dollar app helps you find Black-owned businesses all across America. The goal is to help you find Black-owned businesses with ease. We want you to be able to download the app. We want you to be able to use the map, and you can find Black-owned businesses that are surrounding you. Well, no matter what state you go to, no matter what city you're in, you're able to use the categories, find what you're looking for, and everything that you see up there would be a Black-owned business, and it's the
Wow.
easiest way to support our community.
Wow. And now when someone goes and finds this Black owned business, does it take them to the Black owned business's website? Is that kind of like you're kind of the connector in that?
So it can take you to the website, but right now we are working with a lot of brick and mortar. So basically, it gives you directions to locate them and go directly to them.
Wow, what a brilliant, brilliant resource for the community. So you were saying, as an entrepreneur, which I resonate with a lot, and a lot of our viewers here are entrepreneurs. And so you were saying that when you see a problem, that's an opportunity for an entrepreneur. Break that down a little bit more. What were some of the gaps that you saw that you were like, I got to do something about this?
Yeah. So once again, like I said, when we wanted to spend, have more control of the Black dollar, well, how do we do that? How do we do that if there's nothing out there that gives us more control? Now, I know that there's a demand for it right now, that people are looking for it, but there aren't really any resources that are great quality that's giving us that opportunity to go out here and take more control of the Black dollar. So seeing that issue, my brain went to work, got together with my board members, and we just sat down and said, what is it that is missing? What are we seeing on these other websites, on these other apps that are missing? And once we dissected that and figured it out, we went to work and we put it together. A lot of these apps, a lot of these websites don't have a lot of information that's available, or either they're pulling information from other platforms, which means that that platform goes down, so does their app or so does their website. So that's an issue. And then also, what are these websites and what are these apps doing to get known out there? I think a lot of people are becoming too dependent on social media, too dependent on digital advertising, as to where we're actually hitting the ground. We're actually getting out there. We're actually getting involved with the community. We're actually telling people, taking it back to the old school promoting, going out there with posters, flyers, or whatever, it's letting people know, hey, we're out here, right? So we want to make sure that we do fill in those gaps, and that we are seen and become a household name, and that the first thing that you think of is the Black Dollar app when it comes to, hey, where do I go to support a Black-owned business? I know, let me pull up this app. Boom, there you go. And that's going to give us more control over helping our community grow. And as you can see, that's what it's all about. Our dollars, our community. So
That's it. So now, are you able to somehow track the dollars that are now spent? Because, obviously the mission is dollars in our community, right? And keeping dollars in our community. So are you able to somehow track that impact, right? Because you're aiming to have a massive impact. And I want to hear how that actually gets tracked and quantified as you grow.
Right. So now we're not able to actually track the dollars that are being spent. However, we are able to track how many people are using the app, the growth of the app, transactions, different things of that nature. And then, of course, I think the way we measure that is by seeing businesses grow. Be seeing business say, hey, we love this. We love this platform. Can we do more? Or, thank you. To me, that's the real way that you track the growth of the community, is seeing that people are able to use this app, especially for a beginner, because digital advertising is expensive, right? And then not only is it expensive, but now you're competing. If you're going on Google, if you're going on Yelp, if you're going on all these other platforms, now you're competing with non-Black businesses, right? Well, this narrows that. This is an app where if you get on our app, people are looking for your business, right? So therefore, your expenses go down. So this helps you put more into your company, put more into your business, to where you don't have to spend $100 more dollars or whatever going out the door for digital advertising, that you may not see the same results that you will see if you were on with us. So we're giving companies opportunity to lower the cost, narrow the competition, be seen by consumers that are actually looking for you, and that's going to help your business grow.
That's exactly it. And I love that you have these consumers who want to shop Black. Like, they're coming to this app because they want to spend dollars in the Black community, and you're just making it so much easier for them to do so. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Let's speak practically to the entrepreneurial journey that you've been through. Because again, a lot of the people who tune in here are entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs or people who support entrepreneurs. I want to hear about the journey from seeing this problem to creating this thing. Like, give us the practical roadmap of how you have built this to where it is, and then also where you plan on building it from here forward.
Absolutely. So the beautiful thing about today's society, today's world that we live in, is that you literally have information in the palm of your hand, right? So to any entrepreneur listening, understand, you have everything that you need literally in the palm of your hand. You can Google, you can look up. There's so many different things out there. For me, I don't have any high accolades, any big background. I'm just a man on a mission that was determined. And so therefore I went out and I sought, and I figured out
it all. Like, in terms of, had you ever done, developed an app or anything like that before this?
No, sir.
Love it.
No, sir. So I just went out there. I understood, and like I said, determination, it has a lot to do with it, because, when I was always taught, when there's a will, there's a way, right? Another thing that my mama taught me was that there's no such thing as the word can't, right? So therefore, if you want to do something, there's ways, especially in the world that we live in, there's ways to get it done. So I just did my research. I just went out there and looked. I found out, everything that I needed to know about developing an app, everything I needed to know about, the app world, the app business. And, I put it to work. So I contacted a friend of mine who graduated from North Carolina A&T. For all you Aggies out there, Aggie Pride, but graduated from North Carolina A&T, and he had his master's in computer engineering. So he knew how to do apps and different things like that. I contacted him. I had friends of mine that invested with me, and basically we put something together. So step one was putting together what they call an MVP, right? So
Right.
you had to go ahead and figure
So
out
MVP,
exactly what this looks like.
for our listeners, what is an MVP specifically?
So MVP, oh man, if you had actually,
Oh yeah. So
so
minimum viable product, right?
there
That's
you
what
go,
you're talking about, the very bare bones version of this that you can
there
put
you
out.
go,
I think
there
is
you
so
go.
important that sometimes people wait, they want the perfect product, which never happens until you get your minimum viable one and start testing it. So that's why I wanted to make sure we highlighted that, because that's the right way to build.
Right, right. So I started with the MVP. Put together, piece together, what the app is going to look like, what it should do, how it's going to look on the user side, how it's going to look on the business side. Put all those things together.
Yeah.
Gave it to my developer. He let me know what he can do and what he couldn't do. Like I said, we figured it out, and here we are. We started piece by piece putting things together. We started actually in 2020, and the thing was, like I said, because we wanted quality, we didn't want to just rush and just throw
Sure.
something out there, right? I remember actually on my journey to where we had put together a date. We wanted to have it out by June 25th, 2021, right? And we was dead set on that date, right? But I learned quickly that if you want quality, don't put a date on it. Don't put a date on quality. Get quality done, make sure it's right, and then figure it out from there. So that's some of the hard lessons that I learned on this journey. But I'm grateful for learning that, because like I said, I wanted to make sure that whatever we put out was going to be something that was definitely going to empower our community. So that I had to make sure that
Right.
everything was
What
correct
a
before putting
journey.
it out there.
What a great journey. And now where are you going from here, right? You have this MVP version out, or I mean, a workable app out that is, gathering data. Give us a little bit more about some of the types of businesses that are involved already. And then what does it look like? What does the future look like for you all?
So right now we are, like I said, we in beta version. So we are available on Google. We are available on Apple. You can go through our website and you can get the links to download our app. Especially for Apple, for
Give
Google,
us
you
the
can just go to
website
Google
right
Play
now so
Store.
I can drop that in the chat.
Yes, sir. So you can go to Google Play Store and type in the Black Dollar app. Make sure you look for our logo, because there are unfortunately some other Black Dollar apps out there, but we are trademarked, we are official. So make sure you look for us. You
Nice.
can download it on Google, and then if you want to download it on Apple, you go to the blackdollarapp.com, and we'll send you have the links and everything that you need to download it
The
from there.
blackdollarapp.com.
Yes, theblackdollarapp.com. And that's where we are. Like I said, we're still in beta version, so we're still growing. We're still making the app better. We love to have feedback from people to let us know, because this is the people's app. So we want to make sure that you're giving us feedback to let us know what you like, what you don't like, what you want, and we want to expand from there. We also have plans on having a more e-commerce platform to where you can buy directly from our app. So we want to create that. Basically, we want to be everything Black. We want to be the Black Amazon. We want to be the Black Eventbrite. We want to be the Black, whatever it is out there. We want to be the Black version of that,
Right.
right? So we want to get you more notice. Want to give you more attention. So that way you don't have to compete with everybody else. That you can have your own platform that you can come to, and you can put everything on that platform and be discovered by people that, like I said, are looking for you. Right. And we're going out there, just to let you know, we're going out there and we're campaigning for people to use this app. So we're letting people know, hey, get more involved in your community, spend more dollars in your community. So we're campaigning for people to use this app. And when they use the app, like I said, they're looking for you. Right. They're looking for your business. So,
Yeah.
we plan on getting more involved in the community. Right now, we are working with some community influencers to find out ways that we can get more involved, so find out ways that we can help grow economically in certain areas that are lacking. We are starting our campaign in New Orleans, Louisiana, and we've already been in talks with some people about helping the East District in New Orleans because they are suffering, economically, and they want to get more attention to the Black businesses that are growing in that district. So that's some of our plans to help them out. Of course, in our own backyard, right here in Raleigh, we want
Yeah.
to help out here in Raleigh. So we're networking and linking up with some people that's going to help us do that. And that's the future, man. That's the future of the Black Dollar app, is helping the community and helping economic growth, because we understand the power that economic growth has. So that's our journey.
I'm telling you, I think that's so powerful. I was hearing a speech by Tyler Perry. He was accepting an award somewhere, and he was talking about how, when everyone else was over in Hollywood begging for seats at someone else's table, he was in Atlanta building a table, and
Right.
I was just really struck. This was a little while ago, but really struck with the power of, hey, we got to build our own tables instead of just begging for seats at other people's table. What does it look like for us to build tables? And I love it. You are a place maker. You are doing this work out here, really boots on the ground, practically, and in a way that's increasing economic opportunity for the Black community. Now, I want to hear more of your thoughts on that, because recently we've been talking a lot about poverty and crime and the correlations there, or homelessness and poverty, and all of these different correlations between economics and some of the larger social issues that we're seeing. For you, how much do you think it's driven by the economics, like a lot of the issues that we're seeing? Because clearly you're passionate. You're like, no, if I'm going to step in, I'm stepping in the dollars, right? Why did you pick dollars? Why money? Why economics?
Because like I said, man, that is the key to the, like I said, the crime rates in America, in the Black community. I mean, we don't go out here doing crime just for the sake of to do crime. A lot of the crime that's happening is because the lack of, right, the lack of money, the lack of resources, the lack of, and we, when you're in that situation, what do? I remember when a famous Tupac quote or a Tupac video where he was talking about, when you're knocking at the door, you see everybody eating and you're trying to get a seat at the table and they won't let you get a seat at the table. After a while, that knocking becomes into kicking in the door, right?
Mm.
So, like I said, that's the reason why we see a lot of things that's going on in our community. And then another thing is too, wanting to change the message, because when they're trying to figure out, what am I going to do, how am I going to put food on the table, we got a lot of messages out there that says, hey, go sell drugs, this is the way you make money, this is the way you do it, right? So we want to change that narrative. We want to show you, no, that's not the only way that you can make money, right? That's not the only way that you grow, right? That if you can start a business, right? So that's part of the programs that we want to start, showing young Black men, young Black women that, hey, you can start a business. Let me show you how, right? Those are some of the programs that we want to implement. And basically, we know that if we can show them another way, then that's going to reduce the crime rate. That's going to reduce, just everything that's going on in our lower income communities, right? So that's what I feel like. It's important that we get out there, that we show our community, that we let them know that, hey, this is the way. This is the way, right? So, yeah,
Yeah, there's
man.
no other way to actually move forward and advance. I love that. I love what you're doing. So, what is the easiest way for somebody to get involved with the work that you're doing? How do they sign up? How can they help? You were saying specifically with giving feedback on the beta of the app. Give us a little bit more. How does that look practically?
So you can do it directly from the app.
Yeah.
Once it's free to sign up for businesses and users.
Okay.
Once you're on the app, we have buttons that you can use to give us feedback. We'll receive that feedback, and we'll act accordingly. We'll try to make it happen. And also, you can go to our website. We are on social media. We can be found. So any way that you see fit, you can find us. Let us know. If you want to help, you want to be involved, let us know. We would love to have help. We would love to have the support because, like I said, it's all about our community. So anybody that's willing to support and help promote that, hey, we welcome you. So, yeah.
I'm hearing you correctly, the biggest need that you all have right now is users, right? Like you need to up the user base, you need to get that going so that you can get more feedback and iterate on this beautiful technology that you're doing, right? Is that like the biggest piece?
Yes, we definitely need users. We like I said, we're nothing without the users, right? We're nothing without the community. So yeah, that's the biggest thing. As far as businesses, that's the beautiful thing about the technology that we're using. We
Mhm.
have a lot of businesses that are already on our app simply because the technology that we're using allows us to create our own database.
Wow.
So right now there's businesses that are on the app that you can go up there and you may discover that your business is already on our app.
Wow.
And if it's not, then it's easy for you to sign up and include it on our app. We do have a process that you have to go through because we want to make sure that you are Black owned. So therefore, once we verify that you're Black owned, we send you
Love
the
that.
authorization code, and you're in. So yeah, that's the beautiful thing about our app here is that we're not relying on anything else. We're going out there getting the information ourselves and putting it right up there for users. And another thing is too for users, if you find that there are some businesses that slip through the cracks that may not be Black owned, let us know, flag them, and we can take them off right then and there because we want to make sure that we're authentic and we're accurate when we say that we provide Black owned businesses. So yeah, we need the users. Please
Yeah.
download the app. Please use it. Please let us know.
I love it. Well, and here, we believe the community is a verb, right? Community is something we do. It's not just something that we have. And so I want to see, listeners on here, make sure you hop on, download the app and get involved in growing this. This is how these things go. I'm excited for a few years from now to be looking back at this moment and seeing, this thing is worldwide and we're directing Black dollars all over the place. And we can be a part of that, the listeners here. So I love that. And Clayton, how can we get in touch with you specifically? You're a man on a mission. You're doing this work. This is, full-time entrepreneur for you. So how do we get in touch with you? What does that look like?
So my email, you can get in touch with me on Instagram. First of all, Black Dollar App. We're on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, the Black Dollar App .tm on Facebook. On Twitter is the Black. I mean not the. It's Black Dollar App on Twitter. And then also you can go to the website, check my email, and email me. Contact me on the blackdollarapp.com. So yeah, I'm easy to be reached, man. I'm here. I'm everywhere. So if you're looking for me, I'm easy to find.
I love it. Now, one question that I always like to get in, what is something that you wish you knew 2 years ago when you were starting this journey? What is something that you wish you knew that you know now? Give us, some advice that you would give the younger Clayton Keck Jr.
That's a good question. There's a few things, but one that stand out to me is don't cut costs, right?
Mm,
Sometimes we find ourselves on a startup, we're trying to, save expenses and cut costs and, trying to, find ways to get certain services cheap, right?
mm.
It's better to get quality. Just go ahead and pay for the quality. Invest in yourself. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself, right? Go ahead and spend that money. It's going to pay off in the long run, right? So that's what I would tell my younger self is that go ahead and spend the money, get good, services for what you're looking for, and it'll pay off in the long run. So that'd be the one thing that I learned on this journey is don't try to cut corners, don't try to cut costs. Go
Right.
ahead, if you believe in yourself, spend the money, it'll work out.
Yeah, well, and it's an investment, right? Even when you're saying spend the money, you're investing the money. Now, let's talk practically because what about somebody who has limited resources, who is
Mhm.
starting this, starting something? How do you invest in a way where you don't feel like you're wasting money? Because, the other side of it is like, okay, well, I just want to make sure I write the checks and get all the nicest things, but for example, you could bootstrap and start with just a webcam if you want to, launch a podcast. Like there are
Right.
ways. So what's that balance, or how did you navigate limited resources versus quality? What's that sweet spot there? Because I think you've done it well.
Yeah. So I think it all depends on what you're going after, right? It all
Mm,
depends on, like you said, if you're doing a podcast, even then, I understand that, you want to cut costs or, you may not have a lot, but, still do your research and figure out, if I do spend the money, what am I getting, right? Don't
right.
don't just go off somebody else's say so, oh, you should get this or you should get that. No, do your research. Like I said, we have all the information that we need out here. do your research, take the time. Don't be in such a rush to where you skip out and you spend money, and like you said, it backfires on you in the long run. Take
Right.
your time. You have time. If it's meant for you, it will be for you.
Right. Build it.
Right, build it, build it. So, that's the thing I would say. Like, even if you have limited resources, even if you don't have all the, money in the world, because I mean, I'll be honest with you, we didn't, right? We're not out here, millionaires and everything like that. I mean, we're your everyday 9 to 5 workers, right? But because we believed in it, we came together. And that's another thing. If you got people that believe in you, if you got people that believe in your vision and what you're doing, ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help, right? Don't be afraid. Right, don't be afraid to ask a family member, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. You'd be surprised how many people support when you're trying to do something positive, when you're trying to do something great, especially if they see it in you, right?
Right.
Don't be afraid to ask for help. And that's how you come up in this game. That's how you come up in the business world, is that you have to do your research. You can't be afraid. You can't be fearful. You have to just go full force. Go, right? Believe in yourself. Believe in what you're doing and go, right? You can do it.
And I love that you said that piece, because I do see the entrepreneurial journey is very lonely for a lot of people because they don't reach out, right? They're just trying to build it on their own, and they have this vision that feels big, but they don't bring anybody else in. They don't know how to bring anybody else in practical ways. But you would be surprised at the amount of people who want to see you win and want to invest in a vision that they believe in, especially when you have a leader like you who is like, no, I'm on this mission. I'm doing this, right? That's going to attract, if you have something that is impactful, that's going to attract the resources, the people, the dollars, all of the things that you need in order to advance the mission that you're on. But the key is you just have to get started, right? You cannot, I always love the analogy of this ship, right? Because if you have this massive ship and it's in the bay, like in the dock, it takes a lot of energy and people to turn it. Like, you got to get chains and all this type of stuff just to turn it. But when you get it out on the water where it's supposed to be, right, it just takes a small little turn, like the rudder, right? And you're able to redirect. And I think a lot of times people are like, they're pivoting, but they're pivoting in the bay. Like, they're pivoting, they haven't gone anywhere. They're just pivoting like, I don't know what direction to go. It's like, no, get out there. And you can pivot as you go, but you got to be in motion to pivot. What do you think of that?
Yeah, no, I think you're exactly right. And that's a lot of what I did. Don't be afraid to admit what you don't know, right? Because like I said, I'm not a genius. I'm not somebody that, has all these different degrees and different things like that. So I got out there and I asked people that, knew what I didn't know. How do you? What did you do? Where did you go? How did you make this happen? How did you make that happen? I was all over the place, Justin. Actually, everything there was to know. You know how many virtual meetings I set up with people, how many times I went out and went to business networking meetings and social events and all these different things, and just was asking everybody. And I wasn't afraid. I didn't have too much pride or too much ego to say, hey, I don't know. I don't know, right? But all it takes is that one answer. All it takes is that aha moment, that light to click, like, oh, that's what you did?
Right.
Okay. Okay, or somebody just lead you in that direction.
Humility and vulnerability to ask, right? And just say, hey, I don't know, because there's a lot of posturing, especially in the entrepreneurial world, now in the social media world, for things to look a certain way, right? You want to look like a successful entrepreneur. But the question I keep asking is, do you want to look like a successful entrepreneur, or do you want to be one? Because it's a very different path. To be one, it's getting in the room, it's asking the questions, it's being, not being afraid to look, stupid. Because guess what? When you ask the question, you don't look stupid. You look like somebody who cares and who's trying to learn, right?
Right.
If you're not learning, you're dead. So, you might as well be doing that type of. I love how you've approached this work, and I think there is so many opportunities for people to learn from your journey. Want to give a couple shout outs to some people in the chat. We got Brent Hughes coming to us all the way from Toronto. Good to see you. Sam Hebda in the room. Good to see you all. And we hop on LinkedIn Live so that we have this interaction here back and forth. Oh, we have Kitsy Perez Smith hopping in. Good to see you. Good to see you. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you everyone for being here with us today and getting to share in this journey. Really, I believe the start of your journey. You're just getting started, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Beautiful. So again, you can connect at theblackdollarapp.com. You can find all the information that you need there. And you can also connect with Clayton Keck Jr. here on LinkedIn as well, so that you can follow his journey and connect with him. Clayton, thank you. Thanks for sharing
Thank you.
and thanks for everything you're doing in our community.
Yes, sir. Thank you for this opportunity, man. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, I love linking up with leaders like yourself, man. That's what it's all about, man. Let's keep this thing going, man. I appreciate you.
That's it, man. Alone we can go fast. Together we go far. Right?
Exactly.
That's what it is. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, we're in this, man. We're cheering you on, and we're right there with you.